Hello everybody all over the world. Hello, welcome. I am HiGPS and this is my show HiGPS, and today's episode is what you just saw on the slide. It's 148. Short Circuit Redux. That is right, we're going to look at that thing again. Last time we looked at it was a very sexy episode. I believe it was episode 69. Let me just double check to make sure that that is the correct way. And stuff. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, episode 69 was Short Circuit, so I think it's time to revisit it. It got changed a lot from the last update. It's a bit more viable and a bit more stuff like that, but it's still pretty much the same. It removes projectiles, replaces the pistols, and projectiles being, I think it can remove huntsman arrows, not too sure. It's not that important. The mainly thing is pipe bombs, sticky bombs, and rockets is generally what it removes. And you use metal to do this, so you got to be careful when to use this. It is a support weapon. And with that in mind, make sure that you follow me on Twitter at HiGPS. I have a website you can check out with all kinds of videos and announcements, and there's like a live button that says when I'm live, and it shows the Steam group embedded in, so you can see when the next show is planned and stuff like that. And I also have a Steam group you can join where all kinds of announcements and stuff gets announced. So yes, and with that, we're gonna go into the first replay today. We're going to be watching Elsewhere. We're going to be playing Engineer on Double Cross, a very interesting map. This is to get a bit of gist of how this weapon works. And oh, it's a Devil Man! And he is a flying short circuit. And boosh!
It's funny to me!
And down he goes. Let's look at that again. So it can remove stickies, also includes sticky jumper, yeah. And he is dead. Excellent, so already demonstrated how it works. Works pretty good. Works pretty nicely, I have to say. And he's gonna go in and get the intel. Sticky trap dealt with in one fell swoop. Let's look at that again, because replays are interesting, and I'll make sure not to switch between loading screens, because it really fucks up the audio sync for some reason. So when we go back in here, we have sticky trap. No, not here. We're here. This is courtesy of another demo man, I think. Let's see, where's our hero? Here he is. And there's the sticky trap. Oh! Taking it all out in one shot. It doesn't really show the graphics because replays are kind of buggy. And we're gonna have a good old honky-dory wrangling time where you wrangle a demo man around and you punch him, and eventually you hope that you hit him, and eventually you take him out.
Get it on. Easy operation.
That's the one I wanted, because it's been a while since I used this thing properly, this soundboard. Building a dispenser in the enemy base, because that is so meta. Nobody ever says, oh shit, here he is again. Quickly, build a mini, go, oh, quick, short circuit the lock and load, even though that's insanely hard to hit. Lost the, okay, punch him. You have a spy. Build a sentry!
Incompetent. Let's go.
There we go, that's the right one. So that's the introduction to the short circuit. So what you have to keep in mind when you use this weapon is that it's not a replacement for the Wrangler or the pistol. So if you use it like the Wrangler, first of all, you can't fucking control the sentry like at all. All it does is remove projectiles, and it uses your ammo. So you kind of have to choose, do I wish to spend metal and disarm, you know, with some timing you disarm the rocket or the sticky bomb and have you take no damage, or do you spend the metal actually repairing the sentry if it takes fire? That is kind of like the choice you have to make. And also, because you can't use the Wrangler, you can't remote control your sentry, and because you don't have the pistol, you're not as deathmatch oriented. So we're going to look at the next replay here. It's not really relevant to the short circuit, but it's relevant to playing Engineer. So right now we have a working teleporter exit. The rest of our rig has gotten destroyed, so we're going to do something, which is to carry something through a teleporter, which I normally advise against this. But if you have a working teleporter, building and spawn and then carrying it through the teleporter can actually be a lot faster depending on where the teleporter is. So that is something. But you also got to be careful when you pick up the sentries. You don't fuck up like I do here. Look at this. And okay, we're just going to upgrade this. Spending some time, you know, upgrading the buildings. That's good, you know, so we don't have to upgrade them in the field. Usually I just take it to level 2 and then I bring it with me. And we pick it up in spawn, take the teleporter, and die to a crit rocket. Yeah, and TF2 has a birthday now, so that's good, I guess. Keep that in mind when you play. So this weapon is... I had a really hard time with this because when I played on pub servers, I usually played when the players who have no cognitive functions play. Meaning the players who play and absolutely don't think they're just gonna... like, when they play, their face is like this. And there's like really not a lot of thought going on, because in Team Fortress 2, if you want to win, you should help out your teammates and expect the same from your teammates, you know, that they help you. So I always assume, since I always try to help my teammates, I assume that they always help me, which just results in me helping them and them not doing anything ever and me dying because I trusted them. But the one time you have players helping you, it really adds up. It really helps. So we're on Payload Frontier now. I am floating. Let's see if we can fix this. So I can get a visual on me, because this is kind of important. So, my plan is to put up a sentry here. I already had this in mind before I started, and you see they're pushing and stuff like that. It's kind of occupied, so I'm counting on my team, this Demo Man and this Heavy and this Market Gardening Soldier and this Pyro to clear this out for me, is what I'm banking on. I trust them, you know, because we're on defense. And this map is pretty metal poor in this section, so I'm just using this area to carry it around. So we build a sentry here. I have a dispenser up. It's very important, regardless of engineer strat, to always get a dispenser up and running, because it really helps with the resupply of health and ammo and metal and all that stuff. Have a sentry on the high ground. Pretty good position. Can shoot people on low on the cart. And here, instead of using the shortcut circuit, we just opt to repair it instead, because we have the metal to spare. You can't really see it, because you can't really see ammo and weapons in replays as of yet. And we just run and check out what's down there and play a bit of a scavenger, and then we're going to pick up this the sentry, and now it's suddenly clear we survived that push. We're doing a bit of counter push in putting up a sentry here. There's a heavy and a medic combo at the front. Soldier hits 2 rockets actually, and then we have to get back, and oh no. I picked up the dispenser and I placed it in a fashion that doesn't make me able to pass, and I just end up blowing it up and get to the sentry. So now I don't have a dispenser, and I am really fucked. So, gonna try and get this, and the soldier misses the sentry once again and hits my dispenser. And we use the short circuit to try and remove this rockets, as you see what we did there. We spent a lot of metal doing that, though. I think it's 18 per rocket, and 28 if you miss, or 32 if you miss. If you spend less metal if you absorb the rocket with a short circuit than you do when you miss your target. So we're going to build a dispenser once again, and we have our team here working together, and it gets blown up by the soldier once again. So that's, I think, the 3rd time we lost our dispenser. Something like that. And we... At this point in time, it's like, well, I can leave my sentry completely open and try and go for this metal back here, or I can just stay here and try and pick up some fallen ammo. So it results in me being very indecisive and eventually just be like, yeah, I'm just going to lift this back up and put this here in the corner, and eventually we're going to go and grab some more ammo, because we really need that dispenser. That dispenser is very crucial to our play as an engineer in general. And of course, newer players are always welcome. You know, I don't necessarily make fun of players who are bad at this. Guy is just realizing that you can't climb ladders, which is an important lesson, because map designers put ladders because you can't use them, which is good map design, I guess. So building another dispenser and then dying to the spy. Was that what killed us? I guess right here. Oh yeah, there he is. There's the spy. Always important to check your back. It's a few times when you don't do it, it actually kills you, and he stabs us and gets murdered by our sentry. But hey, our dispenser's still alive. Yeah. At least for a few more seconds. So we saw some usage of the short circuit there. We didn't have a dispenser, and we don't have a dispenser, you don't have that metal income, and when you don't have that metal income, it becomes kind of hard to do that. And if you try to use this, especially if you try to submit episodes for this, or just using this weapon in general, if there is nothing to support, this weapon sucks. It's kind of like being a medic and having no one to heal. Like, you have scouts, snipers, and spies is what you have to heal. And the enemy team has like a really well-rounded combo, and you just fucking get destroyed every time. That's not all you can do. So as an engineer, you just do what you can. and try to get the job done. We see soldiers jumping around, doing a lot of damage with the shotgun, because if you want to see how well you do deathmatching as engineer, watch the Trollgeneer episode we did a while back, where you just play engineer, and the rule is to never build or repair anything of any kind. So all you're allowed to do is hit people with a wrench, and shoot people with a shotgun, and use the pistol. And you'd be surprised of how that works, actually, for engineer. So we're building mini-sentries. We're here on Gully Wash, 5 CP points. The enemy team... this is worth mentioning. They're a bunch of fucking stackers, okay? They have a clan from SRU, I guess. This happened to be when I was on. I'm currently second fragging to Darkcio on the server, and they are a bunch of SRU people. They're mostly just power classes, and they have a medic, and they're probably on Mumble or Skype or whatever. And they're generally giving my team a pretty hard time because they're coordinated, and my team is not. So that is pretty tough. But that's how you get good, you know, you play against better opponents, and they have a lot of soldiers, so eventually we should be able to hold this. So, let's see, picking up some more metal, and right now there's like me and a demo man, and this is what I mean with no cognitive functions. I mean, this demo man, he put a sticky here, and then he's just gonna go all the way over here and not pay attention to that sticky. I mean, if he stayed there with me, I would have... Oh, this is me, by the way, the floating short circuit. This is me. I would be doing a lot better if he had the... like... if he had an attention span, pretty much. Would have helped a lot. But we don't, so I tried to remove the rockets, trying to save my mini-sentry. Is it really worth it? Not really. He kills it in one rocket anyway. And... it is just a pain to deal with this, because this map... like, for engineers, if you don't have the dispenser nearby, you don't have that metal income. And short circuit is very metal heavy. You need the metal to use it properly, and you can't use it forever. And if you miss, you really take a hit. And, you know, metal is what you use to build and repair and all that stuff. It's kind of like the same concept as health are to soldiers, I guess. I mean, you need heal if you want to be able to rocket jump around and not be really weak. Because if you rocket jump around a lot and you don't have a lot of health, you die really fast. And in this case, it's like if you use the short circuit a lot but you don't have that metal income, you're going to run out, and then you're going to have a useless secondary weapon. Which is probably a reason why a lot of people don't really use it or don't really like it. It's because, you know, it's a given that you have that, you know, metal income. So it's just easier to use the Wrangler or the pistol. It just yields better results. So if I were to picture a scenario where the short circuit would be very good, it would be on payload attack as an engineer when you're pushing the cart, because the cart has pretty much infinite metal as far as I know. You can pretty much spam buildings whenever you're back there. And if you're playing against like a defending team who's running a lot of crits demo man, which is by the way a completely undiscovered gem of a strat. Like, nobody goes to crits demo like ever. It's not like it's the most powerful tool, deathmatching tool in the game. This pretty much nullifies that. And of course, you know what the demo man says? When the demo man who always has like a bitch medic or two, always getting the crits, and you single-handedly shut down his entire crits attempt by removing all the stickies. You know what he says? Short circuit's fucking broken. I can't one-shot people effortlessly anymore. This weapon is imba. Let's ban it from all leagues. Because it's really stupid. Because weapons have the mental capability of being stupid. Because cognitive functions. Because talent. So once again, we haven't been able to do a single push. I'm just kind of hanging out here. I'm like, yeah, look at this. I'm kind of keeping these soldiers at bay. And my team is... well, there's some business going on here, I guess. So I guess they're busy. And reload it once again. We have a vaccinator, which is really bad. The vaccinator is really bad. The stats on it are terrible. But thanks to shotgun and ammo, we do this. We finally made our put our dispenser out there in the open, but they have a lot of soldiers. Okay, so we have a medic, soldier, right? And I've been holding my own for a while here, and my my dispenser is no more. It's taking quite the beating, and it's just me and a sniper. Let's see how this goes. Sniper misses. Sniper misses. He hits. And he hits. Good. Alright. He killed one, and I'm inside again. Trying to build. So well done for the sniper. Our team not looking too good, to be honest. Not a lot I can do. I need the middle. I don't have it. I play a supportive role. I don't really have anything to support. If there was a heavy, it would make things a lot easier because heavies are slow and they're easy targets for Demoman and soldiers to hit, and naturally he will be the target of shooting those, or the medic. Medic is a lot faster and has a bit more dodging potential, but if you hang around those, you can just... That's kind of the like the ideal situation that I wanted to showcase, but I could never do it because I couldn't find a pub server where I would have actually a heavy, like a pretty competent heavy and medic combo able to, you know, do that and have an opponent team using you know, a bunch of bombs and rockets and stopping those, because that's like the ideal situation in which you want to use this. So I guess that's like I don't think I'm alone with this, where you use the short circuit and there's like no help from your team at all. There's like nothing. Like here, I was on the other team and like my team was just getting, the red team just being completely demolished. So I decided, you know what, you know, playing on the winning team without really doing anything doesn't really yield me anything. So I'm just gonna go on the losing team and try to save those, which, you know, sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. But you know, that's what I find fun, trying to play against the odds, be the underdog, because it really makes you good really fast. Don't get me wrong. So, like, I think we've been spawn camping them for about a minute and a half before I decided to switch the teams around. So we finally managed to push out. And this is Lakeside, by the way. So the enemy team have 2 soldiers and 2 demo men, which means my short circuit will be quite effective. I do not recommend using the short circuit as kind of like a main secondary because it relies on the opponents actually having projectile-based classes. If they don't, you just don't do that. But you use it kind of as a response to something. Let's say the enemy team goes very soldier or demo man heavy, or they do like a lot of crits demo man play and stuff like that. Then short circuit is very viable. But other than that, unless they don't do that, it's not really worth it. It's kind of like playing a sniper and using the Razorback when the enemy team has no spy. Kind of like that. It's kind of like the same thing. You gotta like take into consideration what you're actually doing. So we're gonna build a dispenser here, hanging out with our sniper friend, and I'm gonna pretend I'm a sniper as well, sniping with a shotgun. Ask anyone from Counter-Strike, it's entirely possible to snipe. And we have a soldier here, and I'm like, alright, ha! Ha! And ha! Oh fuck, he has a shotgun! My plan has been foiled! Shotgun, my only weakness! That's also like the thing with the short circuit. It's kind of like a compression blast for the pyro, only that you just remove the projectile instead. So we're gonna play Badlands with fucking the King of the Hill version. Rewind. Okay, so there's us. This is me. Hello. I'm playing engineer. And there's a soldier down there. Alright, let's go. Let's punch him. Punch! Slowing it down. Okay. Oh shit, a crit!
Easy operation.
No more crit. Because short circuit is good. Oh shit, a pyro, and we're all out of reloaded bullets. Hang out near the... Oh, fuck, a heavy... shit. But we did remove that crit rocket. Which was very good. So, one thing to also nail with this weapon is the timing and the range. It takes a bit of getting used to, and I did not get used to it at all because it's not really the engineer style that I like to play. So here we are on Cold Front, a map that is very not friendly on your FPS, and I don't think this update has been friendly on the FPS either, because currently the latest update that came out, I think yesterday, was for a lot of cosmetics, a lot of new... You can have strange hats now because that's what we want, apparently. So yeah, this is pretty good. So we have a sentry level 3. We're covering the point because this is a 5 CP map. So our objective at this point in time is to capture this point, and the enemy spawn is here, as well as here. They spawn in like this big room, and that's kind of the idea. So my goal, my attempt is to keep some kind of teleporter reinforcements going here and secure the point from this angle, making sure that like if the enemy decides to push through here, and go this way. My sentry will take care of them. I have a dispenser in the back to supply me with metal, and I have the short circuit to kind of deal with any kind of projectile-based attacks that might be coming my way. So that's my plan. You know, that's my idea. Having a plan is generally a good idea in general if you play TF2. And yeah, just hanging out in the back, and we're gonna build a teleporter. And a pyro here, can't really do all that much with the sentry. Pyro's not too good against sentries. Oh, but a soldier is very good against sentries. Bring out the... Okay, fix it, yeah! And here we have the pyro of the day, I guess. Backburner, no hat, and no story or anything else. So let's see how he... Like, a pyro with this composition would be pretty good. He could reflect, help me defend while we wait for reinforcements. My teleporter is almost finished. So let's see what he does. He decides to just attack him head on, and then he gets blown back and killed by a crit. Alright, fuck. That was my teammate. He lasted exactly half a second. And then we have another pyro, pyro number 2. He gets shot by a rocket, and then he gets deaded. He dies, and it's just me and the soldier. And then he just decides to shoot my sentry. Just look at this realization on his part. Is just... He comes in, and first he kills our pirate friend. And comes like, shoot the sentry! Shoot the sentry, okay. And then it's just me and the soldier and the sniper, and all I have is this, and I have a teleporter who is online, but my exit got destroyed by a spy. And then it gets blown up anyway. Boo. So let's look at some generic support for this weapon. Generic support, help your team, count on them, and have them count on you. That's how you get the best place. And think, for the love of God, have some... Don't turn off your brain. You will have a much better experience if you actually think and don't just actually fool around. Because if you just fool around, you get bad habits, and bad habits leads to you sucking a lot. So do that. So we're running on an attack here. We're going to be supplying our team with teleporter infrastructure as well as dispensers and sentries. And we're just going to speed things up just a little bit, so we just upgrade stuff. Which is pretty standard for engineers. Spending a lot of time with your sentry. And then we're going to move the sentry. Alright, so we're going to move up and do some business. We're going to do some funky business. So there's a soldier there and a soldier there. Alright, so we have 2 soldiers. We're going to put up this sentry here and let it build by itself. And I'm going to try and negate any kind of rocket spam eventually. Because here's the important thing. When you place a sentry, when it's like rebuilding itself, you can't necessarily repair it. But with the short circuit, you can actually deny projectiles hitting it. So it's kind of like a repair in a way. So here we have spent some metal. And when you see your sentry taking damage and you're carrying a building, just fucking drop the building on the floor and just run towards it. Like whenever you're in trouble as an engineer, just drop whatever you're carrying and try to deal with it. Because if you're carrying a building and you run into a spy, you should really try and just drop whatever you have and just try and deal with the spy. Try and kill him before he kills you. So we have a sentry in a pretty good spot. It allows our team to move around a bit more freely in that certain sector because it allows them to bait and stuff like that. We're going to be repairing it and just checking out stuff in general. Very good spot here. Removing stickies as long as we have metal to do so. And this is generally a good spot where having a short circuit could really be the nice equalizer here. Oh, removing the sentry rocket. Excellent. But then we die to Kritzkrieg. Which happens anyway. Like, just because you can remove stickies doesn't mean you can remove all of them. It's pretty hard. Did not get a good showcase of removing sticky traps, but this thing is really good with removing sticky traps, like, really quickly. So that is also something to keep in mind. Maybe for, like, Highlander players, if you run Engineer on, like, a 5 CP map, maybe if you hang out with a combo and you just kind of, like, an additional damage to the heavy, you can actually do a lot with this weapon, I think. It's very much underused. So now our spawn has changed, so and now our spawn is here because we capture that point over there. You can see the cart through the walls, and now we're going to do some funky business. We're actually going to utilize plans, because Engineer is very important to have a plans, and it's important to talk to people on Steam while you record replays like this. Okay, we're done with that. So moving up. And we have another sentry here with 2 engineers on offense, because that's what you need to put the sentry in a forward, dispenser in a forward spot. So we need seeing a heavy. Okay, so we're just going to go and build a teleporter exit, and right now I'm just going to leave my buildings because I'm going to count on my team to protect my buildings while I go back and get my sentry. And once I get my sentry, my team can count on me on that sentry, keeping the area clear of anyone who decides to do this. But, oh, we put down a teleporter, and whee! Teleporter didn't have to run, and the teleporter is online. And here's another thing you should be very careful about: excessive lifting and placing of sentry building is not that good. It's kind of like a habit you can often pick up. It's like, well, my sentry position isn't as optimal as I would want it to be, so I'm going to move it. I'm going to move it here. And then we're going to rebuild it. Keep in mind, when it's rebuilding, it can take damage. You can't really repair it, other than, you know, I guess you call it effective. And then you're going to move it again. And then comes a soldier, and you're going to try and use the short circuit. Can't really get the timing. Spy comes in, zaps. Try to repair it, fix the zapper. It gets destroyed. We lose our sentry. And then we fucking die. So now we're going to move on to the goes on portion of the segment. Hopefully you have gotten an idea of how this weapon works. So this is going to go good plan, poor execution. So usually you have a plan, but not always can you execute it properly. So this is going to be on Gold Rush. Going to play an engineer, going to be defending. Did he build a teleporter entrance? Maybe. Let's assume that he did, because I think he usually does that. So dispenser first, then sentry. Don't really need to whack the sentry, but that's okay. Gonna work on the dispenser. And work on the dispenser. Dispenser first really helps you with the metal economy. Alright, so let's see here. So let's take a look. See what happens, because I have to do this because I want a visual on Goes is on, so you can just see what's going on here. So here we have Goes is on, and for some reason the speed goes down to very little. And this is his hangout. He has a couple of snipers. Downstairs is nothing to protect. The enemy team hasn't really made a move yet, so let's just watch the enemy team's progression. They have 2 demo men and a soldier, and so far so good. So far so good. The enemy team is eventually moving out. They've lost a medic. Their team composition is absolute shit, because they have 3 engineers, a demo, and 3 snipers and a medic. So the medic can heal the demo, and the pyro can protect the engineers, and the snipers can not really hit anything and just fucking die. So we have a demo man moving in here. Stickies, short circuit. Eventually, oh, taking some damage. Losing a sniper. Oh, pyro went down. Oh, people dying like flies. This goes on in center left. Soldier comes up, just attacks, random crit, kills, then you fucking lose all your shit. I don't really do this. I don't like to rub it in, but let's spot where it started to go wrong. Let's see. Let's just go back a bit. Okay, so at this point in time, like, what is stopping the enemies from taking this area? This Razorback wearing sniper. So he can kill a guy, and then he has to run away. And stopping players from running up the stairs is no one. So the enemy team can just, at any point in time, just attack however they please. Because even if he kills like a soldier, there's still, or a demo, there's still plenty left of them. So already there's a number disadvantage here. And this sniper, he grabs the health kit, and I think let's see what happens. Yeah, he gets forced to retreat. And then we have this soldier and a demo combo coming in below. We've lost a pyro and a sniper, so this isn't good. And then that sniper dies, so now it just goes on left, so then we just run up and just kill everything. So having 3 snipers and having them all die, it makes defense pretty hard. But one thing that is very cool about the short circuit is that if you watch the previous engineer episodes, you know that, like, what makes a good sentry spot, you know, and we kind of defined it to where a good sentry spot is a spot that covers the objective in some way and is difficult for the demo man to kill it. Like, the more difficult it is for a demo man to kill it, the better it is, but it also has to cover the objective. But with the short circuit, you can actually put your sentry in positions where it's easy for a demo man to kill it, but you kind of just negate that with the short circuit. But dispenser level 3 is very much recommended, nearly needed in order to pull that off. So we're just gonna speed things up here because engineer episodes is just engineers whacking on shit and eventually losing and dying in the end, or winning. So working on that dispenser. Dispenser is very important. It's kind of like a rendezvous hangout point. You know, what are you gonna do today in Team Fortress 2? Oh, you know, I'm just gonna hang out near the dispenser, talk to the medics. You know how it is. And building a sentry on defense and looking pretty good. And a very interesting teleporter placement indeed. Up there, not a bad spot by any stretch of the imagination. Pretty good. And goes on just checking out mini sentries, getting taken out by level 3 sentries. It's only weakness, and then he's going to be moving up dispenser to create like a healing choke for his team, and then he's going to be moving up his level 3 sentry. Usually this spot is absolutely really terrible to be in if you against demo man, if the enemy team has like a competent demo man, but in this case you have like the short circuit, and you can really do a lot with this because you're covered, and like if a spy tries to get spied pretty hard because he goes on using this, and you kind of need to have a team backing you up, and he has that. He has a demo and a pyro kind of helping him out, and they will be running back to the dispenser if they know it's there. And there's a soldier here as well. Just a sniper, you know, just a sniper over here. He's just hanging out. He's just like, he's fabulous, I guess. And just hanging out, defending, taking out spies with sentries, all that good stuff. So yeah, hanging out, having a blast. The demo man is definitely having a blast. Picking up that building, trying to retreat. And eventually, yes, getting to safety. And they're gonna rebuild. Like, saving a dispenser really helps you out, but right here, goes on has nothing because he burned to death. Surprise pyros happened. Surprise pyros happens. So we're going to look at a very long replay. As you can see, it's fucking really long, because that's the thing about engineer episodes. Every replay is really long, because engineers don't die that often. So we're going to have goes on. He is going to be running around, and he's going to play it very interesting sentry placements. Legitimated pyros about. And they're building a level 3 sentry. Demoman coming in, Uber using the short circuit, trying to do stuff. Just really one point in this replay that is interesting and relevant. Otherwise, it's just run to sentry, build sentry, sentry gets blown up, rebuild it, repair to your best ability, and stuff like that. It's usually just how it goes. So there comes a soldier, market garden, trying to market garden this thing. Running back and forth, grabbing more ammo eventually. And it gets blown up, sentry is alive, market garden soldier is back, trying to repair, rebuild. Rinse and repeat, and it gets destroyed once again by a demo man. They're going to build it over here. Another dispenser. All defense upgraded. Market gardener soldier is back, gets destroyed. They're going to build it on this corner. Alright, build, build, build. Working with the dispenser. Checking your back, this is very important, it's very dizzying, but it does make you not die as much to spies, which is good. Hanging out, building stuff. Very standard position, very standard spots. Also, as engineer, try to maximize your ammo pickup with timings and stuff like that. And eventually, we're going to move back to the spot here. No need to really whack on that because it will be most likely done building when you get back. And here we go. I think this is the part, if I remember correctly. Yeah, lots of bombs coming in and double removal of the pipes and the sticky. And thus, because of the short circuit, because you were rebuilding your building, it survived. Like, it may have survived if you used the Wrangler, but you wouldn't. So it means the sentry would have survived and you would have died. So in this case, which you just witnessed with that demo Uber, short circuit actually saved his ass, and it was the most optimal unlock to use in this situation. And you can also do that to remove rockets, but it's kind of like tricky to get the timing right. If you don't, it explodes in your face. But you know, Goes On has a dispenser helping him, so you can just afford to take that damage and just repair it. But you do spend less metal removing it than you do repairing it, so that's important to note as well. Like, it's a bit more metal conservative to use the short circuit efficiently. If you miss, though, it really fucking sucks. So that's just what I wanted to showcase with that replay. And so the next replay is going to be what the short circuit is most likely like for most players when you use it, and that is just absolutely terrible. So this is very important. On the last stage of Gold Rush, I do this as well. It's a little trick you can do. You have like the spawn here, but this spawn closes when the first point get captured. So if you want to have teleporter reinforcements, you put the teleporter here, because you can't really build a teleporter this way, and it's really close to the spawn, so there's no real need to put a teleporter there. So just put it out on that door, and have a teleporter exit be the first thing you build. Like I always build it back here somewhere. Let's see where Horizon builds it. Builds it there, a bit hidden, but that's fine, because it will be online by the time the second point get captured, and even before that, so it's not too bad. So we're going to have setup time. Let's see where Gozan decides to put up. He's going to build a dispenser first, in a nice area. Going to grab the metal, and then he's going to be working some more on this dispenser. You don't have a lot of time, though, so you're kind of banking on your team being able to... When you build a sentry this close, you're kind of like... Hope the team doesn't attack, okay? Just fucking hope they don't attack. Even though the door's right there. Just fucking hope they don't attack. Cross your fingers, pray, all the kind of religious acts to encourage luck. And then, like, just to be extra vulnerable, let's put the dispenser next to the sentry. Yes, in this open area. I don't understand what can go wrong. How easy is it for a demo man to kill this? You can just stand here and just shoot up. There's nothing really preventing him from shooting up except this heavy. So I guess he's counting on that. Having some plan. And oh yeah, short circuit time. Yeah, so remove that. Repair. And shit. Okay, remove. Okay, repair. Fuck. It's been like that for all of us, okay? It's been like that for all of us, not just you. So with that, we're going to go into the last replay. We're going to conclude today's episode with some action on Badwater. Ah, teleporter is online, but it's nearly everything we have. It's being zapped by spies. Repair! Yeah, got it.
Easy operation.
So we're going to have some more repair business. Repair me here, repair me there. Balloons coming out of players because apparently on birthdays, Valve pack Team Fortress 2 bullets full of balloons. Inflatable balloons, so you shoot balloons at people. Yeah, so keep in mind when you use the short circuit, you don't have the Wrangler, so you can't really utilize this spot, so you kind of have to compensate and put it here. That's the reason for that. And also have the teleporter close, so you can upgrade a teleporter as well when you so desire. Usually players put it down on near the health pack competitively, like in Highlander. It's pretty standard. Removing rockets and stuff like that, taking some hits, and like if you mess up your timing with the short circuit, it's really gonna hit you in the ass. So you gotta be careful about that. Keep in mind, short circuit doesn't repair anything, so if you're running low on metal and you're doing like this kind of build and you're really just banking on your sentry doing all the work, maybe Rescue Ranger is pretty good. But when you run the short circuit, you really don't have that much damage potential here, and I think the round is over. Yeah, it's currently overtime, and they win! Yeah, victory! So with that, let's conclude. Short circuit is not as good as the Wrangler, not as good as the pistol. It is a support weapon, nonetheless, and it takes a while getting used to, and it works when you... It's a teamwork-based item, so the better the teamwork, the better the results you will have with the short circuit. It is good as a response weapon. That's when you're responding to something like the enemy has a bunch of demo mans or a bunch of soldiers that keep fucking your team up, and you just go short circuit and you stop all that shit, and you're the hero, and they say the item is broken. So that is that. Let's take a look at what we're going to be doing next week. I will also try to do some competitive analysis of Highlander stuff. Right now, all my my courses are starting, so I'm trying to work out my schedule. I'm being really, really busy. More busy than I ever been for a while, so I'm trying to work that in, but I will try and do that, as well as I have another YouTube channel, which is kind of taking some time as well. So let's just take a look here at what weapons we are going to be doing. Actually, let's not do a weapon. Let's not do a weapon at all. There's actually not going to be a topic next time, because it will be all on me. It will be a live stream of me playing incognito on pubs, but we will do the episodes later, so there's a bunch of announcements. So the episode after that, I think we're going to do another item-based episode. So let's see, what weapon should we do here? Yeah, let's do the Dead Ringer, right? We're going to do a spy episode, we're going to do a Dead Ringer. Basically, kind of like the first episode I ever did was kind of like dealing with spies. So it's going to be like using the Dead Ringer and dealing with the Dead Ringer is going to be the next topic you can submit. But that is not until 2 weeks from this episode. Next week is just going to be me, no preparation for you or anything, because I think I will be really busy the next week, so I can't really prepare all that much. And if there's certain games you want me to analyze, or like you play competitive, or just want me to cast in general, please submit those to HiGPS or replays@gmail.com. That is where you send all the stuff. For messages on Twitter, @HiGPS, follow me there. I don't really post all that much on Twitter, so it's not like me posting pictures of my dog or my dinner or my cat or curtains or whatever. And it's also a Steam group where announcements and stuff. So if you join the Steam group, you'll get like this little message that says like HiGPS event is live if you join that. So thank you guys for watching so much, and I will see you next time on the show, and goodbye.